Hi everyone, I have finished this colouring book and I thought I would do a little flip through for you. It is called Uplifting Words. I haven't tried to remove this sticker. I didn't want to spoil the cover. Zendoodle Colour Escapes, it says at the top, and has artwork from 4 different artists. I have got a flip through of the uncoloured book if you do want to see what it looks like without colouring. You can see it's been well used. So let's have a little look through. There's a bit of shiny on the cover, it's catching my lamp, I'm sure that's fine. So here we have the very first page. I actually only coloured that last night because I didn't actually realise that it wasn't done, so that was good. I'm trying to remember what I used, but I can't remember what pencils I grabbed for that. It was probably actually some poly colours. I just grabbed something from the tin next to me. I've got a little tin of 10, 12 maybe, and it's quite handy just if you want something quick. Oops. And then we have this page. This is done in metallic pencils, look. These are the Butfuna 12 set of metallic pencils. They're quite different to the 50 set, but again I just wanted something quick to grab to do this little one, which I also did last night, because these two, I thought I'd finished the book and then I turned to the front and realised I had these couple of pages not done, so I just spent a little bit of time doing those. And here we start proper. So each page has a little quote and then area to colour. This is very discoloured over here, so it's quite interesting. I'm having a look at these. These are done, I am pretty sure, with Staedtler metallic pens, and I find they're not terribly shiny. They're in fact not really any more shiny than a metallic pencil, which surprised me when I got them. And they're quite thick, but they work quite well for this particular design. There wasn't a lot of colouring because I didn't want to do behind the words, so I just had a play. I probably knew. I was probably just playing with them. And you can see these are all perforated, so you can actually tear them out and frame them if that's something that you want to do with these. Now this one, I had a lot of I decided to make it look like sort of old 1960s, 70s wallpaper colours or clothing, hippie clothes, you know, and with these colour scheme, yeah, it was really good. It was a long time ago when I did this page, but you know, I was really pleased with how it came out actually. Now this one I did try to do a little bit of shading. I did some different colours in the weave. It was really quite a big undertaking. And then what I did was I used some glitter pen just on the word awesome around the edge and with some dots. It's an orange glitter pen, I think, just to make it stand out, which is hard depending on where the light is, just because, you know, the word, that's the whole point, is saying be awesome. So I did that. And this one, the word again, has got glitter pen on this. There's circles on the word and they're all done with glitter pen. The rest of it is done with normal water-based markers. These are Triplus fine liners. I suspect the glitter pen is probably, it's probably a Castle Arts one. But I can't be 100% sure. Now this I decided to keep a limited colour palette, as you can see. The eyes I had quite fun colouring. The silver, this is in silver pencil as far as I can tell. It might be the Staedtler metallic, which is a bit flat. Around the edge here, this is actually a Posca pen. I think it looks like paint, but then I just did this sort of teal and grey, and I haven't tried that again since, but I really like it, so that's interesting. Now here we have a sort of basket weave type effect. Again, I've just used a very limited colour palette to really sort of bring out the sort of word and not make it look too messy. On this one we've got Triplus pens again, waterproof markers, just a lot of colour really on that one. And again, this one's pens as well. Oh, that's, I thought I recognised that. It's that, isn't it? Just that one's a little bit smaller. But this is done in pen. And what I've done here is I've layered up the pen. So I've used a pink and then done a few layers and then done a bit of purple to try and show the the depth in the rose, so I layered up the pens. You can see how it didn't actually go through as much as I might expect. There we go. Another pen picture here. I've tried to layer them up again on the roses, but it hasn't been quite so effective on this one. I think because I didn't have a darker red. And again, a limited palette. I think a limited colour palette can really help something to look good. My yellow was running out, which is a bit of a shame, but that's often the case with pens. This one is pencil. I can't tell you which ones. We've got a very pretty pale pink there. I'm wondering if they're Arteza with the teal as well. This is my favourite one. My friend who bought me this book, Michelle, we did quite a few buddy colours, and this was one of the first ones. So she really likes owls, so I really went to town with this one. You know, doing this bit of background. It was just a cloud stencil and some pastels, but I just felt that because he was on a branch and there's leaves, I felt like he needed some sky, so that's what I did. A lot of these don't really have the need for a background, but this one, because it's more of a scene, I popped one in there. So nice sunny colours. You know, I always often feel, you know, when I'm doing a sun, that's the one from the front, isn't it? I want there to be lots of yellows and oranges, so sort of matched it all in together really. And then here, this around the edge here, this is a metallic pen. I don't know if it's a Posca or it might be one of these Staedtler ones again. It's not terribly shiny, a little bit though. But inside we've got pencils. I remember doing this one actually and really layering on. This is pencil, but I did it really thickly because I wanted it to really stand out. There's some white pen dots here and there as well, just to try and pretty up our flowers a little bit more because they're very cute. Oh, another sun. Again, warm colours, warm sunny colours, trying to make the stars look shiny, that sort of thing. I think, you know, might have been helped with a bit of glitter pen around each star, but sometimes if I want to then colour another page in the book straight after, I can't use glitter pen because if I turn it over it'll smudge it, so sometimes I don't do it. Yes, heart. I always like pink or red hearts. That's what I was thinking there, and then just matched everything in. I think a blue, pink, purple colour scheme actually works very well together. And with the leaves, I kept them in a more bluey green, and that just ties it all together, I feel. Oh yes, this is a sort of magical one. So I'm not sure whether I had a colour scheme in mind, because the candle flame is silver. I think it's a silver pencil. It's a silver pencil. I don't know what brand, but I kept the flame silver. I think I didn't want it warm because it's all colour cut, and I thought it was more magical looking if it wasn't like a proper colour, you know. So I tried that. Oh, we have another more warm palette this time. I really like this sort of olivey yellowy green with an orange. I think it works quite well, so that's what I was going for there. Oh, now we have, these are tulips I'm thinking probably, which is why I would have done them pink, but we've got a bit of a mix. We've got a pinks and purples, but then we've got a warmer colour in the middle. Now this one is again a bit of a mix because we've got red, but we've got lilac and green. Not something I would normally put together, but actually I don't know whether I used a colour cube card for a palette, a colour palette, or whether I just thought of that. I don't know. Oh yeah, I struggled a little bit with the balloons. I wanted them to look more shiny and more rounded, but I think I probably didn't choose the right brand of pencil. It's a very pale blue background, so the clouds are white and the background's blue. I'm not sure if it really shows up very well. Oh, we've got some very pale sort of apricot-y colours on this one. I think perhaps I was thinking I don't use those colours very often, so I'll have a go, and I think it matches together well. Now here we have a really pretty subtle pink colour, which I'm not normally a pinky person, but I quite like. It's the sort of Barbie fuchsia pink, or that pink, ugh. Or even this one. Ugh. But that one, yes. Sorry for you people who like those pinks. Not for me. You may dislike colours I like. So I put the lighter lilac with it to just keep it quite toned down. Oh, this was a Christmassy one I felt, where it looked like baubles and comfort and joy. You can see, so I did glitter pens. Some of these, I think that one I recorded as a short, maybe that one as well, and put them up on YouTube as a bit of fun. Now this was very lots of hearts, lots of pink, you know, but I thought if I do the writing in a really bold, this is purple Posca pen, it really stands out then from all the pinky hearts that are going on. And not my favourite pinks, but you know, you have these pinks, you need to use them sometimes, and it just felt like it needed a Barbie fuchsia type pink. But I moved aside from pink on this one. I'm not sure what colour this is. It's almost like an ochre with a salmon. It's a bit of an odd combination, but hey, a bit different, isn't it? Now here we have just silver and gold. These are both pencils. They're not particularly shiny, a little bit. I'm not sure what brand of pencil they are, because I've got a few metallic pencils. I may have maybe polychromos, because I had those. Or it might be a Giorgione gold with a Prisma very thin silver or something like that. I'm not sure. Okay, so this one is another one done in pen, water-based triplus markers. Quite a lot with those. I've been trying to run them down a little bit before they run out, so sometimes I just use them on a picture. Oh, excuse me, I've got my nose decided to run. So this is quite plain and simple one. Sometimes, you know, we're not in the mood for doing anything too difficult. We just want a repetitive pattern, which is what I did there. Now here, there's a big load of text, but what I did was I kept all the flowers the same colour just to keep it all tied in. It's also symmetrical, so almost symmetrical. So that sort of influenced me as well by trying to keep it similar. Another one done with the with pens. You can see I've got a big mistake there. You can't do anything unless I'd done the whole background black or something, which was rather daunting thought. And I don't know if I had a black, so I didn't. But this one we have much more shiny pens. The words are actually not. The words, there's glitter on them, but I'm wondering if the pen just wasn't very glittery, or whether the glitter on them is just spread from the other items. I'm not sure. But there it is, that one. These would have been Castle Arts glitter pens. This one with pencil. I tried to make all the circles look spherical by going around the edge with a little bit more, with more layers. I'm not sure how well that comes out, but greys and reds I felt go quite well together. And here we have some quite pretty blues actually. I do like just blue and white, but I feel that that and that probably should have been coloured in, not left white, but oops. I don't know what pencils I used though. Oh, I remember this one was most definitely a colour palette, colour cube card, because I would never have thought of putting these sort of reddy violets together with orange and black. So what I did was did it as two separate sections because I couldn't think of another way to meld them together. So I kept these sort of oranges here and with the black border to keep, and I was really pleased actually with how that came out colour wise. I was really not sure if it would work, but I think it has. Now this one I just wanted to have a go at the ribbons, making them look dark and light, which I that's why I just stuck to a couple of colours, because I just wanted to concentrate on the ribbon work, and yeah, I enjoyed that one. So this one, again, I'm not sure I would choose a brown. So I'm not sure if it was a card, a colour cube card or not. Oh, we have lots of gold. Look at that, gold stars. Gold star for everyone. That's fun, isn't it? So it's just a bit of plain felt tip pen, which is very bright. And then the gold stars. This one, I know what pen this is. This is one of those, in the Castle Arts gel pen set, they have a set of 100. They have pens called Swirl, and they've got different types of ink, so they change colour as you use them. So if you look here, you can see it's quite a bright pink, and it goes to a bit more of a murky pink as we get round here. And then this is quite a grey pink, and it's just where it's mixing in with the green. And then here you can see this green changes to a sort of pinky green. To be honest, I'm not very keen on them at all. The nib sizes are quite small, which makes them quite difficult to use. You can see there's lots of white lines in there. And also when the colour flows into another, it just looks a bit dirty. It doesn't look nice. You know, when you have a fountain pen and you change the ink cartridge from sort of blue to red, you get a really nice transition of colour through as you use it and change colour, or to blue to black or whatever you might do. But this, I just didn't think it quite worked. I don't know if it was the colour choices or what it was. So here we just have pink and grey. This is done with the Tripless pen. I can see the grey is nearly run out. I think I struggled a bit. Sometimes I find when I'm doing a picture and it isn't just quite working, so this is running out, I sort of lose enthusiasm. It's not my best work, but you know, it's still relaxing for me, and to be honest, that's all it should be about really. Now this is done with metallic pencils. I can see the shine a little bit, not massive, but I think these are probably the Brute Funa metallic 12 set from looking at the colours. Now this one is definitely done with the Staedtler metallic pens, and you can see how they really aren't very shiny. They're as shiny as a pencil. Now I think they would look better on black rather than white, which is fair enough, but I think they might be better on a non-porous surface. I'm not sure if they're designed really for writing on plastics or wood or things like that rather than paper. Some paint is not so good on paper. Like and Posca's work on both, but some pens really don't. Now this one I didn't really know what to do with, and it mentions the surf, so I thought it was supposed to be the sea. Now rather than colouring the black background blue like the sea and then leaving all this white like it was the foam, I decided to do the opposite, partly because it was easier and partly because I thought it might still make sense. I'm not sure if it does. We'll just turn this one around. This one says make today memorable, and I decided a good way to think about making something memorable was to make it really bright, so I used lots of bright colours on that one. I couldn't tell you what pencils I used, but oops, let's go up a bit. But I just wanted it really bright and cheery. There we go. That's a nice nice thing, isn't it? You are amazing. So here basically the idea was to keep a limited palette. I've missed out those petals, look at that. And then for the writing to be a different colour so it stood out. So this is trying to be the darkest, boldest bit of the page. So that was that. I know I purposely missed that bit out because I didn't know what it was, but I'm pretty sure I should have done those petals and those dots there. My goodness, I was in a hurry. Now this one was interesting because this is a mirror, I think. So I was like, what am I going to do? I actually did have a colour cube card, and it had red, 2 shades of green, no, 2 shades of grey, sorry, a green and a blue. And I was like, well, I don't know what to do. So I used the grey for the mirror as if it was silver, and then a bit across here as if it's reflecting. Put the red here so it was really bright. Put the green in the back because I know we've got flowers, we've got leaves, and I thought this would stand out, and that's a good thing. But then I had a blue, and I just didn't use it, you know. No. Oh, here we have this one. Now this one is using metallic pencils. I'm not sure which ones these are, because this one is quite a strange colour. I think they might be the Brute Funas. Actually, I may have used a colour palette for that, but I don't remember, to be honest. There's a lot of pink. Sometimes I look at, I'm like, actually not with this one, this is a colour palette. I remember there were 3 shades of pink, a brown and a blue. Sometimes with a set of pencils, I look at it and I look at the ones that have been used the least, which are usually the pinks, and then I just grab those and use them just for the sake of using them up and trying to do something out of my comfort zone. But actually, as I say, that wasn't the case with this one. Oh, this was a complete disaster. Look at this mess around here. I was colouring away and I did this tree. I thought this was a plant. I didn't think of it as a tree to start with. I didn't really look at the picture, and I did this green, and now I realised it should be brown, so I tried to erase it and it's just smudged it and it looks awful. So unfortunately I wasn't really very enthused when I did the rest of it. It's just like, ugh, a bit nasty. Oh, this one was a bit different though. I quite like colouring food, so doing a sort of stripy cupcake case and doing an ice lolly and things like that. And with this donut, this colour here, I can't remember what pencils it was, but I knew that this colour, if I put white pen on top of it, it would go bright pink, like some pens do, like some pencils do. So I tried an experiment to leave the white is actually white paper that I've left. And it worked really well, and I did the same over here with the cherry, and I did it in a video for you as well to show you. I'm trying to think what video it was. Oh yes, it was one of the Lulu Mayo videos, the morning series that are running. You may have already seen it. I'm trying to think, I'm not sure. So I'll show you how I did it. I mean, it could be really straightforward for some people, but other people might like a little bit of help in knowing how to do it, so I thought I would just have a go at it. This one, I'm not sure if I used a card, because there's pink, red, black. No, I don't think I did. I'm not sure why I chose those particular colours, but sometimes it's just a bit of an experiment, isn't it? Okay, now this one wanted the words to stand out like I often do on these pages, but I used the colour that was sort of through the page a little bit. So rather than doing it pink, and we've got a lot of pink, I thought the yellow, and it's bright, it stands out more. So that was the idea on that one. Oh yeah, this one I decided to use some metallic pencils again. And it was quite a daunting picture, so I just split it into sections, really. Rather than doing each little bit, I just coloured that whole bit. Probably a bit of a cheat, but you know, it worked for me. Here we have our mountains. Now, I wasn't really sure how to colour them to make them all look different, but I had a new set of pencils gifted to me, the Yova set, which won 80 pencils. You would have had the review of those already, so I picked out different greys from there for the mountains and a blue, but then I used a metallic blue for every other line, and this, if I pull it up you can see. In fact, I might have used them for the previous one. That might have been the metallics from that set. Anyway, so I did a bit of metallic. It's not massively shiny, but it was just a bit different. This one I did a long time ago, and I used a star stencil because there was a lot of background. I didn't know what to do with it. I don't know how easy it is to see. The stars I used glitter pen, so I used a colour of glitter pen that went with the colours that I used in the main page. So yeah, so it's really limited colours, but I think purple and bluey green work very well together. This one was just, again, trying my new pencils out. So I was trying to blend them through, which worked well, I thought, and just trying out some of the different colours and things like that. So that's that one. This one is done in all metallics. I think these are definitely my new Yova metallics. In the set of 180 you get 12 metallic pencils. It's not all of them. There's a silver, which I haven't used there. Let's see, I've used 1, 2, 3. Look, I've missed a bit there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there's 12, 9. Yeah, there's a few I haven't used. As I say, the silver I didn't use as well. Now, this page was so daunting. I had no clue what to do with it. So I read what it said, sparkle and shine. So I block coloured these in just plain, well, I've done a bit of tried to make these look a little bit spherical. And then I've chosen a Sakura sparkly glitter pen and gone over all the lines on each section. So this was a yellow pen, this was the purple pen, this was the silver pen, the red pen, and the dark blue pen. So I chose the pens to try and add a bit of glittery sparkle. It really doesn't want to show up. You just have to believe me. Maybe it shows up better than I think, I don't know. Now this one, You're My Sunshine, so I wanted really sunny colours. So this is actually done with polychromos, and I grabbed like the chrome yellow, the orangey yellows and the light oranges. I don't know, I can't remember all the names, but to do that, and then just a mid green for the leaves so that they were all the same, and the sort of sunny colours really stood out. Now this one, I was trying out Winsor & Newton watercolour pens. It's a mess. Look at this. They, if you overcolour, you get a lot. It's, you know, they don't lie down quite very evenly. I have had success with them colouring smaller areas, like mandalas with thin lines and things like that. But for this page, I don't really like how it looked, but you know, I was just experimenting with them. Husband gave them to me because they were his. You can see they don't go through the page, but you get all that ghosting. He bought them and didn't use them, so he said I could play with them, so I have been a little bit. Now this was done with Holbein pastel pencils. I've got, well, actually not just pastel pencils, I've got a set of 12 Holbeins, but I also bought a few beiges when Johanna Basford's Worlds of Wonder came out, because I wanted some colours for buildings, which I didn't end up really using very much for that, and a few extra greens as well. So that's sort of all Holbeins, just to have to do something different. And this is the very last page, and I did this one again in metallic pencil. It's quite hard to see. Yeah, metallic pencils don't have a huge shine, but these are the Brut Funa 12 metallic pencils. I've forgotten to do the heart. I remember thinking, right, I need to do that at the end. Never mind, didn't do it. But there we go, that is that book. So there we go. So there are a few ideas for you there. If you, I don't know whether this book's still easily available. If it is, I will put some links in the, obviously this has been bought from Target. It was sent to me as a gift, but I'm sure it's probably still available online, so I'll put some links to it if I can find them. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a really super day, and happy colouring.